All right, today we're going to talk about something that feels like it's pulled straight out of a movie. It's this wild company concept that mashes together fantasy, sci-fi, and, believe it or not, the actual future of biotech. This one's a bit of a trip, so let's just dive right in. And really, it all boils down to this one question, right? Think about it. We see all these incredible creatures in movies. We read about them in books. But what if we could actually create them? I'm not talking about CGI or animatronics. I mean living, breathing beings. Okay, so our journey here starts with a biotech company, but one that gets its big idea from a magical world you probably know very, very well. So let's introduce them. Scamanders Biotech. And yeah, that name is not a coincidence. It's a direct shout out to Newt Scamander, the magazoologist from Fantastic Beasts. But here's the kicker. This company's goal isn't just to find these amazing creatures, it's to create them. Okay, so this is a great way to think about it. Everyone gets Jurassic Park, right? You take some old DNA, you use biotech, you bring back dinosaurs from the past. Simple enough. But Scamanders Biotech, they're aiming for something way bigger. It's not about recreating what used to exist. It's about engineering what we've only ever imagined, literally creating the fantastic right from the ground up. So you're probably thinking, okay, but how on earth would you even start doing that? Well, that leads us right to the next part of the plan. And you guessed it, they borrow another classic idea straight from the movies. You remember Newt's suitcase, of course. On the outside, totally normal, kind of beat up leather case. But you pop it open, and inside, you've got whole worlds, jungles, deserts, mountains, entire habitats for all his creatures to live in. It's just such a cool, imaginative piece of movie magic. And, well, that's the problem, isn't it? That's magic. It's not real. So how could a company in our world possibly pull that off? How could you cram a whole universe of life inside a physical box? It seems impossible. Well, the answer, it's not magic. Not at all. It's actually a pretty wild idea that comes straight out of some serious, hardcore science fiction. The key to making that magical suitcase a reality actually comes from an amazing sci-fi author named Ted Chiang. And he came up with this concept for a very particular kind of life form he called a digiant. So what in the world is a digiant? Think of it like this. It's a completely virtual being. It's an AI that lives its entire life, from birth to growing up to learning, even evolving, all inside a digital world. Like a computer simulation or in the cloud. It never actually exists in our physical space. And this breaks down how it would work perfectly. Step 1, you design the creature in a virtual world. Step 2, it lives and evolves inside that suitcase, which is basically just a super secure, powerful cloud server. Step 3, humans, the caretakers, can actually interact with them and study them in this digital space. And all this time, the creature's mind, its consciousness, is just waiting for that final step, getting uploaded into a physical body. Okay, so we've got these creatures living in the cloud. Super cool. But how do you get a digital dragon out of the computer and into the real world? This is where the bio part of biotechnology gets really, really important. So the bridge to reality is built with some seriously next-level tech. We're talking about custom-made biorobotic bodies. They'd be grown from cloned biological tissues, creating these organic exoskeletons, basically an empty biological shell. And then the Digiant's consciousness, its mind, gets downloaded from the cloud and uploaded into this body. It's almost like installing new software on a brand new computer, and suddenly it can see and feel and interact with the physical world. And this is the real genius of the whole system. It's superpower. You've got 2 states. In the virtual world, the creature is totally safe. You can back it up, you can scale it, you can have thousands of them, but when you need to, you can bring it into the physical world to interact with it, study it, whatever. And then, and this is the amazing part, you can just as easily send its consciousness back to the cloud to rest, freeing up that physical body for another creature. It's incredible. I mean, just stop and think about what that means for a second. You could create and test thousands, millions of different species variations in a totally safe virtual environment. You could see how they act, tweak their genetics, and only bring the most promising ones into the real world. That is a level of experimentation and innovation that's just, it's completely impossible with normal, messy, real-world biology. But creating griffins and phoenixes for Earth, that's just the beginning. The vision here goes way, way bigger. And this last part, this is where it gets truly ambitious. Yeah, this is where the whole idea goes cosmic, because why would you stop with Earth-based life? With this tech, you could start designing life for other worlds. Think about it, creatures that breathe methane on Titan, organisms that can literally eat lunar rock for energy. You could build entire self-sustaining ecosystems from scratch on Mars or beyond. We could design plants that pull minerals from alien soil to create breathable air for animals that we also designed. We wouldn't just be terraforming with machines, we'd be seeding new worlds with life itself. So that's the ultimate goal. A company like Scamanders Biotech isn't just about making cool fantasy creatures. No, it could become one of the most fundamental tools for humanity to actually expand out into the stars. They would be the real pioneers, seeding the cosmos with new life, creating a genuine magical universe far beyond Earth. It's a staggering thought, isn't it? But it leaves us with one last massive and probably the most important question of all. The power to become the architects of life itself might actually be on the horizon. But if we can create any life we can imagine, what are the rules? Who makes them? What are our responsibilities to these new creations? And where? Where do we draw the line?